Kombat. I regret it, but I wasn't really into Mortal Kombat at the time. I did a lot of other ones. I did a lot of other games though. Like I did Ocarina of Time. I beat that in its entirety. I ended up beating the final boss eventually, doing no damage. Like I beat it a number of times, but eventually I beat the final boss no damage. This was before I did League. I did the same with Wind Waker Ganon and all the other ones on that. I did Street Fighter V for a while, but that game kind of got old fast. And the, well, for me it was Elder Scrolls and Minecraft. I did end up beating the final boss of that game of Elder Scrolls, but you can check out what I did on it. It's somewhere on my channel, I think. But I do, but I'm just saying that like I have a main account called Demon Vaporsmith is my first account, and it looks dramatically different from this account. Because I've only recently done PvPs. PvP is a relatively recent thing for me. Because for the longest time, I didn't know or didn't think I'd be worthy or whatever of PvP, and then eventually I got a hold of it. Eventually I made a PvP. Eventually.
Welcome to the house.
No, you could do a lot more on it. It's just, the problem isn't that you can't do a lot on it, is that you generally want to be reasonably experienced on it, quite experienced, because what happens is everyone on here is like usually like ultra evil.
I'm bringing the gun to the knife fight.
Chase to your house.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. They will make you not worth gold if you have to play the game experience. Like, you won't develop. Like, you have to be reasonably experienced to do it. Oh yeah, I know the whole story. Every account that I've ever made is based on the name of one of the characters. And the current storyline is kind of like, at least the current section, the book that I'm working on, is about the war between two creations created by the demons that escaped the cold and got a hold of the corporation's group. They're trying. Yeah, it's a sci-fi thing, but it doesn't mean that the characters have a lot of ridiculous problems. Like, the final story of my story is, she's this, very strong, rude kind of lady who is extremely corrupt. Kind of like a berserker. It's kind of like the evolution. Her personality and body type that make her easier and that make her like a bruiser. Like make her like more scary. Oh, I'm trying to get comparison. And then Sathandra, who's the one who's like it's like a hero, but not a hero. She's like a villain in a war zone trying to save the empire. It's kind of like a cross between Alawi and Lunar Eclipse Leader. Like, Lunar Eclipse Leona armor with, like, her personality, with, like, Alawi's technical advantage. But also has some force mixed in. It'd be kind of like one of those overloaded games. The way Samira's overloaded hell. Because almost all the new characters lately, they're like ultra overloaded. Here's the weird thing about Samira. If you don't know what you're doing on Samira, you'll lose. But the problem is, I figured out how to use Samira very quickly when I played her. So the first 2 games I did on Samira, I absolutely destroyed everyone to the point where the matches were boring. But if you give someone who doesn't know the game well, yeah, they'll feed it. If you know what you're doing on there, you will 1v5. You'll almost 1v5. It's kind of sad. Especially if you flush Death's Dance first item. That's rush that item. Yeah. Stupid. Yeah, that item is not just good on Samira. If you get it on Alawi, you get a major power spike or 80 pairs, anything that's an AD champion. If it's an AD champion, Yone, I really don't want to see him. Yone's a weird character. At first, I didn't realize I was so good. And then later I figured it out. The thing that's really annoying about Yone is the way he can run. Okay, no matter what you do to Yone, if you don't end the game, it doesn't even matter if you're Vigor. He will somehow come back. Like, he will come back. Especially if he gets the right build. Well, he's not really Nasus, he's kind of like a Yasuo with a better lane. If you take Yasuo, give him a better late game, remove his win wall. Make him more aggressive to the point where he'll probably to dive to the air to make it almost impossible to win this. Like properly, that's basically your name. It's like modify Yasuo, make him more aggressive, and somehow more obnoxious than the average Yasuo. Well, you can feed on both Yasuo and Yone. It's just the thing that's obnoxious is the fact that he's still stupidly popular to the point where people figure out how to not feed on him all of a sudden, or either they figure out how to not feed on him, or they figure out a way that they like insta win. They feed a bunch of lanes, and then they just find some teammates. And suddenly they pop up. Yeah, if you don't even just plain pop off, and then you don't just to the back and get bad.
Ally has been slain.
That's what I find. Too kind of them. There's people that. People that. There are ones that judge me, but there's different less. Their team comp is kinda OP. We might just straight up lose, so kind of prepare yourself for that. I mean, I'm gonna try my best, obviously, but some of us don't really know our champions too well.
For freedom!
Alawi, okay, although I got an Alawi silver on Alawi, Alawi is not the kind of character that necessarily just play as a character kind of play a good amount. She's kind of like the top lane equivalent of a Katarina. She's kind of like a top lane Katarina with retro ability. She's a little easier than Katarina, but to make her advance, she's not by much. Like Katarina, it's a little bit weak to stuns. As dumb as that sounds, she's weak to stuns. I got knocked into that, that's why I kind of got one shot.
I got some time for games. If you aren't winning, try to make a sword. Usually
An
works.
ally has been slain.
This Alawi is probably going to cost us the game. She doesn't know the champion well enough not to know how to survive. Because that's the thing about this character, like Alawi, the biggest challenge of Alawi in this is to just not keep off. And then the next thing, the biggest challenge is to make an impact. Like, you get a lot of good tests, culties off. The test in specific is relatively difficult to play consistently. I'm trying. I have to like be around with like Viktor because the Viktor tries to stun me. But yeah, I do main Veigar. It's just nobody knows about the character like, until I do stuff to him. Like I have played with Annie recently, trying to like play like even more basic camps than Veigar, but I'm not as good at it. Veigar strangely, because there's certain situations that are very hard to turn around with Annie, that with Veigar it's a lot easier because given enough farm and stuff, Veigar is like a lot more powerful than Annie, a lot more powerful. Not just mobility, doesn't offer enough damage for the lack of mobility and cost that you have. Oh my god, it's done. It's done. I got black sleep. Yeah, we're probably like it's not your fault. I'm not gonna blame you, but we're just gonna lose this because I don't know Graves well enough, and are allowed to. See, I do that as well, but I also do this champion stuff. Because I'm trying to get to the point where I know basically all of the characters really well. And just like he already has and you may ask why that's significant. The problem with his Karass being that along with his perfect hex core, I know this is going to sound dumb, but Viktor is a lot like Viktor in the fact that he's got that really see, Viktor and Viktor both really have that problem with the early game, but if you're experienced at them, the early game of them doesn't matter and they suddenly turn into like some kind of monster. Viktor is one of those characters. If that makes any sense. Does that make any sense to you? Although, I'm going to be honest with you, Viktor's harder to pick up because Viktor's early is even worse than Vegas is. But, here's the thing. We are already past that point. See, the thing about aram is, Viktor gets past the early game a lot, and Vegas gets past the early game a lot quicker than so, yeah, because like the perfect hex score, like his item build, yeah, he's already reached quite a skill status. Shavano's incredible. Her fire breath. She only heavy. Notice her build. God of War is not bad. I just wish that like I didn't get SF5 and like not great. You know, like, what about describing that game again is like, yeah, the game doesn't have enough to it to really. Besides, I don't know. I've kind of specialized in this game as a storyline at the moment because of how much it takes to get half decent at this game. No! Mostly lead content at the moment. I probably will post some stuff about the storyline. Finish the last section of the storyline. So the last section of the storyline. Cassandra discovers the villain, Kaiser Villain, often referred to as the Overkiller, because they don't like to refer to her by name. So she's very, very evil. Yeah, like that. Kind of like like when you take, make them, like, really thirsty for money, she's done. You make them kind of like that. But just as serious, not more so character. Kind of, wanted to make a character kind of like that kind of attention-attracting ability. kind of like, you know how like the KDA squad has a thing?
Shut down.
The KDA squad has the thing where like attract a lot of attention with like different specific strategies. I don't like it. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I don't have enough stuff. Like, I have 55 right now, but I need more. Like, I'm trying to build the basic. Let me think. Actually, no. I'm gonna get Phantom Dancer. Because it's a magic resist and more of it, because their team comp is heavy AP. Yeah. I wish my Graves and Lucian games went as well as regular games. The problem with regular games is whenever you're playing regular games,
Your team has destroyed
a lot of the time you're facing people who are low. Like whenever you're actually having to jungle, the junglers in regular games are usually very knowledgeable on the position and are specialists, so it tends to not go very well when you're trying to jungle. Like all of my rank experience and my 2 accounts that I have not ranks on right now, all of that is through the top lane. ADC and support. ADC and support is in a weird spot right now because, like, no offense, but support always the lane behind it, but other than jungle is the one who
Shut down.
I don't know why. And when I use speed, I'm not talking about mild amount of speeding, I'm talking about 15, 20 deaths plus. Jungler speed too. It's actually the one that feeds the most.